Hey, this is Professor Homa. Welcome to exercise WD04A. This will be using styles with the same basic content that we used for the Format Painter exercise. We'll even do a little bit less so it won't take as long. And for this video, I'm going to skip the formatting part so we could jump right into doing the styles. Okay, now just to take a look at what I have so far, this is the formatting I have done. And this would go up to step 4 on the instructions for this exercise, including opening up and saving it. And then starting with this line here, the word processing software line, making it red, giving it a space before, and setting a right tab. These lines over here are would be another style eventually, but we indented them a 1/4 inch. Here you can see it's indented a 1/4 inch. There's a right tab and there's a leader on here, just like we did with the Format Painter. And then the last one here is General Formats, which is in blue. And I didn't do the tab yet. Let me just put the tab in there. I forgot to do that. And I'll finish up. I'll set a right tab at 6 inches. And I'll hit set. I'll hit OK. OK, there's my right tab. And notice these aren't indented as much as they were on the first exercise. Now these two lines here, which are going to go after general formats, will be formatted just like this. So there's no need to format this if I'm going to be doing the same thing. So I'm going to have 3 styles. This one, the word processing software extension style. This one, which is basically, I think I call them software extensions. I think I call this category heading, is what this one's called. I call it red category heading on the handout. This one will be called software extensions, and this will be called general format, and I might call it blue or something. And I'm going to put 4A when I save the style names. But anyway, it's these 3 styles. 1, 2, 3, and this stuff here will take style number 2. These will be the same as this style. So I'm going to get started doing styles. So what I'm going to do for the steps of styles, and this is actually number 5 on the instructions, and it's fairly easy if you just follow it in the right direction. All that you have to do is put your cursor anywhere in this first paragraph, and it'll know to take the paragraph and character formatting. Character means font, color, all that kind of stuff. So you just have to put your cursor in here, and you open up the style palette. See this little button here? It's underneath these kind of styles that are showing in the ribbon. I'm going to open up the palette along the side, and you're going to see all kinds of styles in here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit this button down here, and it's called the New Style button. And it doesn't look like anything when you first see it. It doesn't even look like a new button. But anyway, this is it. So just click that button, and I'm going to make a New Style button. And all that we have to do is just give this a name. So I'm going to call this, and everyone I'm going to put 4A in front of it so it shows up easier in my list. I'm going to do 4A, and I'll call this red category heading. And then I'll hit OK. That's all you have to do. We just gave it a name. If we need to make changes, we have other places to do that. We're just giving it a name. OK, style done. And you note, if I look over there, it's highlighted in that style name. It's also highlighted over here in the style name. So either place, you'll see the style here, and you'll see it over here. You can see the name better over here than you can up here. OK, then I'll create my next style. Now, I'm going to do the first line here where it says Word 2007. And I highlighted it. You could put your cursor in, or you could highlight it. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go down here to the New Style button, click it, and open up this and give it a name. And I'll call this 4A Software Extensions, just a general term that refers to them. Okay, that's all I have to do is name it, hit OK, and you can see that that's linked up with software extensions, and up here it's also linked up with software extensions. It's showing up as the first 3 in this list up here, which we'll be able to use either one. I usually use the palette on the side, but you could use these over here too. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is make a style of this one. And this one I'll just click my cursor in the general formats paragraph, and it just has to be in there. And I'll go over here and hit New Style. I'll give it a name, and I'll call it 4A Blue General Formats. And even though we may change the color, it just is helping me identify it right now. And I'll hit OK. And you can see that's matched. When I click anywhere in here, it's saying Blue General Formats, and it's saying Blue General Formats here. Okay, so these are the 3 styles, and they're going in alphabetical order. Of the new ones that I made, they're showing up in alphabetical order. So if you're wondering why it's doing that one, then the red one, then the black one. So those are 3 styles. The rest of the document has all those styles. Okay, so you have to look at the sample, and it's very similar to the one we had last time, but I'm just going to go through and show you how to apply these styles. Okay, now keep in mind, if I click on the second one here, this is still saying normal. So I didn't give these a style yet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight these, and I'm going to give them a style. and these would get the software extension style. So to apply a style, just click on it. Done. Now they're linked up, and that'll be helpful for us later. These two here, rich text format and text only, they will also get the software extension style. So I can just go here. I could do it up here too. There, they have that style. So it's kind of like using Format Painter. The nice thing is these styles are saved. So if you screw up, if you hit the wrong one and they show up in red like that, you just go back and click on software extensions. That's why it's good to kind of make your styles first and then apply them later instead of just doing one, because now you have them all if you mess anything up. So I'm just going to go down here, spreadsheet software, and I'm going to put in the red one. Excel through OpenOffice, they get software extensions. General formats gets the blue general formats, and I'll do this one over here. Tab delimited, that gets software extensions. Database software, that's a heading, that gets the red heading. Okay, and you see what I'm doing here. Now, one way to make things faster, there's always ways to make things faster, is I could highlight all the way through the rest of the document. And you only need to do the one page, I think, on the sample that I gave you. But you could highlight all these, and you could put them in the style that's used the most. The style that's used the most is this one, which is the software extensions, and you could put it in that one. And that puts everything in that style. That way you could just pull out things like the headings. I could go, oh, presentation software, make that a heading. Desktop publishing software, make that a heading. Graphics software, make that a heading. General formats, that gets general formats. And on down here, I could do these in red. I don't even think I had intended us to do a second page on that, but anyway, it's easy to do, so I'll just throw it in there. Computer files. I don't think we have any more general formats on this page. So all my formatting is done. That's how Quick Styles works. And the nice thing about using styles, and let me just double check. Yeah, I have everything. The nice thing about doing that, about making these styles, is then if you want to change it, this is how you change it. You could do it up here, you could do it over here. I'll show you over here first. If I go over here, and you should go into the paragraph that you want to update, because it avoids making mistakes by applying another style. So if you wanted to change this, let's just say we wanted to change word processing software. We wanted to increase the space and change the color of the font. I'll show you where to do this. Just click your cursor in here. You don't have to highlight it. And I'm going to go over to red category heading, and when I roll my mouse over, it gets a little arrow. And I'll click on that and choose Modify. So I went to this arrow and choose Modify. And it brings up this category again. Now before we only put names in here, but now we have a character formats area here where if I wanted to change the color, I could go down and make it purple if I wanted to. Now it didn't update it on the screen yet. And then if I wanted to change spacing, there's some basic things here, but there's more detailed options down here. You have to go to Format, Paragraph, and that will bring up your paragraph dialog box or your paragraph settings that you normally see. So I'm going to go to here and go Paragraph. I'll increase my spacing to 18, and then I'll hit OK. And I have to hit OK again. And what that does is it changes every occurrence of that style, as long as you had it applied in that style. So it changed every one to purple, and it increased the spacing. If I wanted to change it back again, if I thought it broke the spacing in a weird way, it put general formats over here, I could just go back and modify it again. And I'll leave the color the way it is, and I'll go into Paragraph, and I'll just put my spacing back to 12. I'll hit OK. I'll hit OK. Now it's back, and now it should pull those general formats back on that page. And you could do that with any kind of spacing in it. You can add spacing in software extensions if you wanted these spread out. You can move where the tab is on all these, and you only have to do it one time. Right click up here, you get a modify option, and then same thing pops up. If you want to change this to green, and you could change the name, or maybe just get rid of the name, because if you're not sure you're going to keep it blue, then get rid of the name. And I'll call it, now I changed the style name, but I also changed the color here, and I'll hit OK. Now all the general formats are in that green color. These are in the purple color. If you want to change the font, if you want to change spacing, indents, tab, any of that,